Hey everybody, it's Dr. Susan Bernstein. Welcome to another episode of Mind Body Mondays. I'm so thrilled to be with you. For those of you I haven't met, I'm really delighted that you're here. And for those of you I have, I'm glad you're back again. I want to share a little bit about what today is about. So I want to first welcome you to Mind Body Mondays with Dr. Susan. This is micro shifts for resilient leaders, and I'll share in a moment what a micro shift is. And this is episode 2, Got Stress? Shake It Up. For those of you who are new to this webcast or to me, I'm Dr. Susan Bernstein. I'm an executive coach and leadership consultant, and my mission is to help you and to help you to master the strategy and psychology to elevate your leadership. And learning how to use your body as a resource, as a leader, to be more resilient is a really, really important part of elevating your leadership so you can be a stronger, more powerful, more effective leader. If you want to know more about me or what I do or interested in coaching with me, you can find me at drsusanbernstein.com. So I want to, each week when I do these, this Mind Body Monday, it's about micro shifts that help you be more resilient, more flexible, more fluid, more able to deal with everything that comes your way as a leader. So each Monday I share these micro shifts, and that's a quick way, under 5 minutes, for you to recover from stress. And leaders all have stress. We have unexpected things that happen. We have a team member who quits, who we really loved. We have a project that gets stalled or canceled. We have a client who's really upset. How do you deal with all those things that are coming at you? You need ways to cool your nervous system down again and to feel powerful. So I've got simple mind-body practices that you can use anytime and anywhere. And the really, really good news is that no one needs to know that you're doing them. And I love that about this. It's kind of your, under the radar recovery techniques. So this week's micro shift is got stress? Shake it up. So I want to talk a little bit about shaking. And what do I mean by shake it up? So let's say that you just got the bad news that somebody on your team is leaving and you're not happy about it. You may not want to do this in public, and especially if you have a cubicle or you're in the middle of a big meeting in front of people, but you can always go to the restroom or go outside or sit in your car if you've got one at work, that you can do this and shake. Wiggle and jiggle and move and groove, and your whole body, you can't see my legs here, but all of you just wiggle and jiggle, shaking it out. That's actually, now, if you do that in the middle of a meeting, people are like, she's gonna break into some dance moves here, something wrong. So you may not want to do this, you very likely don't want to do this in public, but I will share a way for you to do it in the moment that nobody has to know you're doing it. When things get stressful. So I have a story for you as we move along. But what I want to share with you now is why this is such a good idea. So essentially, shaking is your body's natural reset mechanism. If there was a way that you could hit the reset button when you got stressed, I would tell you, if it could only tell you one technique to use, I'd say, shake your body out. Because when there's an upset or trauma, it's a natural biological thing for us to do. It's built in for us, we are animals, to shake, to let our bodies move. So we also know that indigenous cultures historically have used shaking to let go of unpleasant events and memories. We also know that there are some Japanese auto executives. Stories have said that there are very successful Japanese auto executives who spend the first 5 minutes of their day just shaking out the cobwebs of the previous day or that morning, and they use shaking as a form of resetting. Now, if you have very, very serious trauma that you need to let go of, something more serious than an employee quit or a customer disappointed you or something bad happened to your marketing plan, if you have very serious trauma, you've been in an accident, you've had something very, very toxic happen to you, I will suggest that you can look up David Berceli and his TRE, trauma release exercises. And they work the same way, only they work much, much deeper. It's a longer practice that can release significant trauma. But I'm talking about the minor upsets of the day, the things that frustrate you and drive you crazy, that kind of shaking. So how do you do this? Ideally, you find a private place, but I will share with you, as I said, how to do this when you're not in private. And imagine the upsetting person or the event that it could just be released through your hands, your feet, and your head, your major appendages. Just imagine that, oh, bad client, you're going out my hands. Oh, frustrating boss, you're leaving out my fingers. So wiggle and jiggle, and imagine that you're letting anything you don't like just go. And spend anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes shaking out. And this is something you can try at home. Be careful with your body, obviously, if you have any kind of injury. So I'm not advocating hurting yourself, but I am advocating letting your body move and groove to let go of things. So I want to tell you this great story about Liz the lawyer, and it's her Shake It Up stress release story. So as always, this isn't my real client's name because I protect privacy, but I was working with a young woman named Liz, who's an attorney, and she has, the managing partner of her law firm is somebody who is very angry and is constantly coming into meetings all riled up and frustrated, and often sends zingers at people like, you did this wrong and you messed that up and you're a jerk. Oh, and it's very difficult. She loves her work. She loves her clients, so she doesn't want to leave. And she really enjoys the rest of her colleagues, except for this really difficult managing partner of the law firm. So when we were working together, part of what she's trying to do is build more confidence, build a bigger persona. And she asked me, what do I do when he confronts me like that? And I'm like, well, why can't you just shake out? She's like, I'm not going to get up at the table and do the hokey pokey. And of course, I wasn't advocating that. I said, well, why don't you just shake a hand under the conference room table? Because she had tried shaking when he would leave. Like he'd come into her office and she'd close the door after an interaction and just shake her body out. But she's like, what's she going to do when she's at this big, long conference table with all the other attorneys and this managing partner confronts her head on? I said, well, why don't you just shake a hand under the conference room table? And she said, Susan, our conference room table is glass. Like, yeah, this is going to look a little weird. Like, here I am. Susan, something wrong with your hand? Liz asking Liz if there was something wrong with her hand. So I said to her, well, what if you just wiggle your toes in your shoes? So you can even do that, wiggle and jiggle your toes. And she started to do that. And she thought it was hilarious that it was like she was taking the very thing he was saying to her and shooting it out her toes. Like, nope, I'm not holding on to this. And he'd even confront her in the hallways and, yell at her, scream at her. And she's busy wiggling her toes in her shoes. And he has no idea that she's doing something to take care of herself. So you too can use shaking as a natural reset mechanism. Just let things that frustrate you go. And it works. Try it out. I really invite you to, and I'd love to hear how it goes for you. You can always reach out to me at hello@drsusanbernstein.com. So I hope you'll try this technique out. I hope that you will give yourself the chance to try shaking medicine. And join me weekly. On Mondays, I present Mind Body Mondays. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Those are micro shifts for resilient leaders. And now you know one more micro shift technique. And on Wednesdays, my Wednesday webcast, also 9:30 a.m. Pacific, is Leadership Lessons with Dr. Susan. And I always have a great episode planned for you with really useful, practical techniques that you can use to elevate your leadership. So if you want to get notified of the broadcasts and be on them live with me so that you can put a question in the question box, you can subscribe to watch live at crowdcast.io/Dr. Susan Bernstein. And then you can watch my replays by subscribing on YouTube. So go to YouTube, type in Dr. Susan Bernstein. You'll find a bunch of things like including this episode on YouTube. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when each of the videos comes out and you can watch them. And if you'd like support with becoming the kind of leader you'd like to be, I would love to help you. You can always email or call me to apply for a complimentary consultation to help you in elevating your leadership. Maybe you want to become a more confident leader. Maybe you've got conflict in your organization that you need to know how to work through. Maybe you've been elevated to leadership and you have no idea what to do and nobody's helping to mentor and grow you. I would love to be there for you. So please reach out to me at hello@drsusanbernstein.com, or you can reach me in the US at 415-508-8250. Outside the US, just add a 1 in front of that. And I really just want to thank you so much for being here. I'll be with you again next week for Mind Body Mondays. And if there's anything you got from this episode that you'd like to share with me about, something you tried out and it really helped, I'd love to hear from you at hello@drsusanbernstein.com. So thanks so much. I'll see you all next week and take care. Bye for now.